the big game of the week, right? LSU, Auburn. Auburn, of course, is a big favorite here. They had a great win against Washington in Week 1. LSU had a great win against Miami in Week 1, and now they're clashing. And this is basically a hold on one second. Let me just find my notes here. The early action came in on LSU, which is not at all surprising. At first glance, this seems like this is likely to be a game that's going to go down to the wire, as games between these two teams have done in recent years. But now some money has come back on Auburn. I was kind of expecting that, and I'm not exactly sure where the later money will come later in the week, but this does feel like it's going to be a statement game for Auburn. I'm not totally convinced that LSU will have the offense to keep this one close. So I'm thinking that the only way LSU covers is if this is a really low-scoring game, which is entirely possible. But if the game lands close to the number as far as the total is concerned, maybe Auburn is the play. Let's see what Joe Gavassi has to say about this one. Right now, Auburn's about a 10-point favorite, up from 9.5 a day ago.
You can't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. And that came in this matchup between these two last year when Auburn bolted to a 20-0 lead. Well, that eventually vanished, and they lost the game 27-23, a 7-point chalk. Now they line up again this year against LSU as 10-point favorite against an LSU team that is traditionally a very strong defensive team. Each of these teams have mirrored each other in terms of the performance this year, winning outright on neutral fields against quality opposition, LSU beating Miami and Auburn beating Washington in the opening games. The buffers ensued, the breathers, if you will, against FCS teams. Both teams got the easy win, but neither covered the over-ration number. LSU has for years struggled at the signal caller position. The big question here is Ohio State transfer quarterback Burrow the answer for them in that regard? Well, he'll be balanced off by running back Brissett, who's averaging 4.6 yards per rush. And what I really like about this underrated LSU team is with Ed Orgeron at the helm, they'll never get the respect they deserve. But in the underdog role, Orgeron is a perfect 4-0 against the spread. Contrast that with Auburn, who has for years challenged for SEC West superiority and is often overpriced, as indicated by the fact that Malzahn 4-12 ATS as a home favorite. Quarterback Stidham definitely a force to be reckoned with, but I think LSU can handle it. And in a battle of SEC West possible contenders, I like LSU plus the generous double-digit impost to come inside that number. And what you mentioned, Peter, could well be a very low-scoring game. Officially, however, I will just take LSU plus the 10.
All right, well, like I said, there was early money that came in on LSU, which didn't surprise me. Then some money came back recently on Auburn, which also didn't surprise me. And the result is that now we have a split line. A lot of places have 10, but Bookmaker and Pinnacle and Bet Online still have 9.5, and Bookmaker is up to 10.5. Of course, this is a key number, especially if points are at a premium, which is what I'm expecting here. I'm also leaning to the under a little bit, and we'll give you LSU plus 10.5. Ian Cameron, do you agree with what Joe Gavassi had to say about LSU just not likely to get respect with Orgeron?
Well, we're going to find out what LSU is all about right here in this spot, because one thing you can say about LSU is their defense was magnificent in the first win of the season against Miami, but you were playing not much of an offense, let's be honest. I mean, that Miami offense kept them back last year, was not good down the stretch last year. Malik Rozier was really the problem last year for Miami, showed to be the problem in Week 1. Going to be facing a better quarterback here in Jarrett Stidham. We'll see what they're made of here, but I'm kind of in agreement that this is spread's a little too high for my liking. I think I need to see more from LSU to be convinced they can hang with Auburn, but you look at the last two meetings, single-digit affairs, and they pushed Auburn right to the wire last year. So not an official play, but definitely if I'm leaning at this price, I'm looking at LSU at plus 10.
Yeah, other stats that people have noticed, trends that people have noticed are that the home team is 8-1 ATS since 2009 in this matchup. And I'm thinking it's a very, 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 very low total here. But I'm thinking that maybe the under might be worth a shot as well. I know that, it's Jarrett Stidham that Auburn might have an explosive offense here because, he has some weapons at receiver. But I'm thinking that, it's going to be very run heavy from LSU. And we might see one of these like 13-9 type games. And then it might, that the under, even at the low total, might be worth a shot. What do you think about that, Ian Cameron? Any thought on that as of right now?
Yeah, the people that got in early on the under, I think, are probably on the right line of thinking there. It was 47, 44 and a half now. I'm just a little worried at 44 and a half. We're still talking about Joe Burrow. It's only going to be his third collegiate start. What if pick six goes the other way and all of a sudden you're 44 and a half to look under looks a little dicey. So it's a low total, too low for my liking, but I don't want any part of the over in this game.
Okay, I'm definitely leaning under, and Joe Gavassi has made LSU at plus 10.5 currently at Bookmaker, an official play.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.